justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
On today's episode, I'm taking a look at the long-awaited Matt Reeves film, The Batman. So it starts off with the mayor watching the news at home when he's attacked and killed by a mass murderer who calls himself the Riddler. It's Halloween night in Gotham, and crime is high, with robberies, murder, and other things happening all over the city. The Batman emerges from the shadows to save a helpless guy on a subway and defeats a whole group of thugs. He pretty much kicks their ass, it's really bad. I think he's a little bit more brutal than Bale and Batfleck combined. But anyway, Lieutenant Gordon and Batman show up to the crime scene of the mayor's house to find a riddle left behind for Batman, with a bunch of ciphers to decode on it. So, this Riddler guy is already kinda doing a Zodiac thing right out the gate. This happens again when the police commissioner is found dead due to getting eaten alive by rats. Well, that, and being injected with arsenic, that can't be good. It's discovered that the mayor may have been dirty and was sleeping around with a woman who has gone missing. The commissioner, well, he was dirty too, as are most of the politicians and stuff in Gotham. As Gordon and Batman race to find the killer responsible, Batman heads to the Iceberg Lounge to interrogate the Penguin, who seems to know why the Riddler is killing all these high-profile people in Gotham. He pretty much gets nowhere with this, but then ends up meeting Selina Kyle, who works for the Penguin, and he follows her to the mayor's house as she's trying to break in to steal stuff out of his safe. Selina tells Batman that her girlfriend knows the girl who's missing, and they head to her apartment, only to find her girlfriend missing too. Damn. Selina then goes back to the Iceberg Lounge undercover to get information, and runs into the district attorney, who's apparently on drugs and hanging out with prostitutes because, yeah, he's dirty too. After getting turned down by Selina, the DA gets attacked by the Riddler in his car. Later on, a secluded recluse, Bruce finally leaves his house for the first time in a while to attend the mayor's funeral, where a car comes crashing through the wall with the DA inside. From a cell phone taped to the DA's hand, the Riddler gives Batman another riddle, and then detonates a bomb on the DA's neck. With the city in chaos and the Riddler still on the loose, Batman finds out that Bruce Wayne is actually the next target on the list. And the newest riddle leads to Thomas Wayne, who, 20 years prior, ran for mayor in the city and promised a renewal plan for Gotham, cleaning it up and donating an endless amount of money for the project. Well, something went wrong, and Thomas and his wife Martha were both murdered. Anyway, back at Bruce's house, the Riddler sends another riddle, which gets opened by Alfred by mistake and ends up being C4 explosive, nearly killing him. Bruce goes to see Carmine Falcone, an old friend of his father's and crime boss who runs Gotham, having most of the elected officials and police on his payroll. Falcone tells Bruce that during the time Thomas Wayne ran for mayor, he was paid by Falcone to have a reporter killed that was trying to ruin his name. And it all came down to who knew what, and Falcone said his rival Sal Maroni had Thomas killed to take the money aimed at the renewal. You know, mob shit. Selina finds out that her girlfriend was actually killed just like the mayor's mistress. And when Batman refuses to help her go after the killer, she goes it alone, leading her to Falcone. Alfred tells Bruce that Falcone is actually the one who had his father killed. And then the confrontation with Falcone comes to a head when Selina drops the bomb that Falcone is actually her father, and then tries to kill him for killing her mother and her girlfriend. Batman saves Falcone from Selina, and he's taken into police custody, but suddenly he gets killed by the Riddler, who snipes him from a nearby window. The police chase the Riddler to a diner, where he's apprehended and taken into Arkham Asylum. Once there, Batman interrogates the Riddler, who tells him that he's killing all the city officials because they're all corrupt, and says that the Batman inspired him to do it. After that, a search of the Riddler's apartment uncovers his master plan to detonate bombs all throughout the city, destroying Gotham Harbor and flooding the whole city. Just when Batman realizes this, it actually happens. As he's trying to save citizens and the mayor-elect from drowning, Batman's attacked by other Riddlers. So there's this group of his followers that he gathered by posting all of his plans on social media, and yeah. So the Batman finally defeats all the followers, and the National Guard is brought in to help save people. The actual Riddler ends up being in a cell next to a guy who tells him that it's not quite over, and that the people of Gotham love a comeback story. And then he starts laughing maniacally. And it's assumed that this guy is going to be the Joker, possibly in the sequel. In the end, Batman says that he must become more than just vengeance, a symbol for hope. The end. Well, guys, I will say it ran a bit long, but holy shit, it was crazy. The Riddler was truly terrifying and really grounded in reality. They weren't kidding when they said they modeled him after Zodiac. Batman was merciless, even just being in his second year. But I will say he's my favorite Batman now. Sorry, Keaton. Catwoman was alright. I mean, I feel like she was more just Selena Kyle than Catwoman, but whatever. The Penguin was okay. He was like a New York gangster, I guess. No doubt he'll take over Falcone's empire in the sequel. Gordon was basically Batman's sidekick throughout the movie. They literally went everywhere together. But I did like their partnership. And Gordon believed in Batman when no one else would. This one had everything and more, and I can say it's probably my favorite Batman movie now. I can't wait to see the next one. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.